Welcome or welcome back if you're tuning into the early game, but we've got the Olympia Warriors and Hobart Zebras preparing to meet here in this Anzac Day game. We've got the Anzac ceremony to kick things off here with the wreath laying, we'll have the last post, etc. So we won't be talking too much through that. We'll stream that one for you and then come in with a preview of the game. But for now, we'll go to the Anzac ceremony.
Welcome to North Hobart today. The Anzac address will be followed by the Anzac Ode, then the last post. We will reflect for 1 minute silence, the Reveille, and then we'll continue with the day. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen and children. In my capacity as the President of Hobart Juventus Soccer Club, it is my honour and privilege to dedicate today's game to the memory of the Anzac legends, to remember and honour those servicemen and servicewomen who fought and fallen in the defence of our free world against those who will endanger this freedom. They shall grow not old, as we that are left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor the years condemn. At the going down of the sun and in the morning, we will remember them. Lest we forget. Thank you.
So there is the end of the Anzac Day ceremony, and a very poignant moment here, always is on these big occasions, and a real sombering feeling. But these two teams now looking to get stuck into what should be a very good game between two teams who really need the 3 points today. It's a real logjam at the ladder at the moment, and 3 points vital on this, well, most significant of occasions. Joining me to call this one this afternoon, Paul Hunt, sliding in alongside. Good afternoon, Paul.
On behalf of the Zebras,
absolute treat as well. Absolute carpet put on for us by the North Hobart Oval staff, which is always a pleasure. As the teams lining up out there. Going to have the coin toss very soon. But yeah, expecting a real good contest here today. Both teams in the traditional 4 powerhouse teams, but much like the English Premier League, the Launceston City have barged on in like Manchester City style. We've soon got a top 5 here, so it'll be interesting for these two teams, which have been powerhouses in NPL TAS, to reassert their authority as the captains come in for the coin toss. Jaden Hay for the Zebras, and Lucas the Mountain Hill, who's missed the majority of the season so far through injury, so very good to see the slice of cheese favourite back in Lucas the Mountain Hill. Expecting a very free-flowing game here today. Dale Hitchens likes to keep a good passing game, but does like to be a bit sturdier at the back than Gabriel Marquez, who's all about attacking. He's got his aim of 90 goals this season, and he's certainly a little bit of disregard for defence there. 11 goals already conceded so far, but yeah, expecting a very good game here at North Hobart.
Yeah, it's a big game for both these teams. We know they're going to be very keen for the 3 points. They're both very capable. We saw in the opening night, the Hobart Zebras really utilised the length of this field. You might have quickly time to go through that. I'll give you a glimpse of the teams. I'm not sure we've been pushed right to kick off by the Anzac ceremony, and of course the curtain raiser in the Super League game between Taroona and Zebras, that ending 1-1. So big cramp for time in the lead up to this one. We might read you the teams out as play begins, but we're ready to go here on Anzac Day. The starting lineup for Zebras: Biggin, Burt, Charutza, Hay, Kamara, Muller, Robinson, Sanders, Glenage, Van Dorn and Walsh for Olympia, Castaneda, Gerson, Hill, Holmes, Johnson, Ortman, Samet, Stevens, Undy, Vandermeer and Wadawu. They're your 2 starting lineups. It is a sun-baked North Hobart Oval as the Zebras in that new commemorative kit kick off. They've got the traditional North Hobart colours with the poppies forming the V. A really nice script veto have done for them, and fitting for such a big occasion. This is going to be a huge game as Walsh smashes that one forward straight to Vandermeer. Spoke here to the media yesterday, said, well, what's been said about the Zebras losing 5-0 last time they played? We're not happy we lost 2-0 at home to Launceston City. Both these teams desperate for a responsible hunt.
Yeah, it certainly shows the evenness so far in the first few rounds of NPL TAS. We would normally expect in previous seasons Launceston City to knock off a team like Olympia, and then Kingborough's absolute demolition of Hobart Zebras. Really one bit of extra spice in that, obviously with Marquez coaching for the first half of the season last year, so revenge were on their mind as that one's launched into the Colonel, nearly falling to the back post to Jaden Hay, but thump clear by Captain Vandermeer. And yeah, both teams really with a chip on their shoulder this week, and one of the reasons I'm expecting a very, very fluid contest here today is the throw-ins back to the Colonel Sanders. Raise it back to Geordie Muller, goes low, but Paul Stevens thumps that one clear to the halfway line. We'll see Zebras trot over for the throw-in, but yes, expecting a very good contest here today. Zebras with the experience of having played on here already. And the long ball to Sklenage, but not much happening there. Mark the business Ortman. Looks for Dawu. Coming down the right-hand side, and Gerson gets a toe in, but doesn't quite make the required contact. Calls for a back pass there, but I'm fairly sure that was accidental by Luke Biggin there.
Yeah, I don't think he's playing with back pass, but how's the ball from Warren Wadawu, the postman, delivering early in this one. That was a delightful cross for Gerson. I mean, the likes of Robinson and Harutza aren't exactly short in that Zebras defence. And put in a perfect cross as the Zebras on the attack now through Lockie Burt. Sliding into block was Van der May. He checked back onto the right, and Burt wins the first corner here for the Zebras. They really maximised the length of this pitch on that opening night. That was the thing that really stood out to me. The pace of Jaden Hay and Iski Van Dorn getting him behind. We'll see if they can do that again today. Here's Jakob Sklenage, a long way from goal. It's a teasing ball in there. Johnson comes, punches away, doesn't clear the vicinity. With a little back heel though, might release Hugh Lundy, slid in, won it away from Iski Van Dorn, and then he sends it down the left for an overlapping Samet. He goes looking for Gerson, who seems like he's going to be leading the line today. Gordon Gerson for the Warriors as Sheku Kamara back in the Zebras goal. He's out for a big performance today as that one's smashed away. The pace of the game good to begin with, but hasn't been the greatest start to his Zebras career. Sheku Kamara obviously had a tough night here on opening night and then sent off in week 2. Jake French in goal in the weeks after, but now back in net is Kamara.
And you got to say, French is very stiff after that absolute dynamite performance up at Devonport. Pretty much won Zebras the game almost single-handedly up there, as it's nice to play with Dawu. Van der May right in the corner, big foot in the air from the Dwayne Pipe. We'll see that out for a throw-in. I mean, I'm not sure what a goalkeeper has to do to retain his spot there in Jake French, but maybe the experience of Kamara winning out there is Van der May lining up for the throw-in. Launch is long. Nothing happening there, so Dawu tries to send it back in, fires it into the hand of Jaden Hay from about 2 metres out. Now Churutza. Now Muller looking to find Lachlan Bird on the left. Now Zebras with the pace of Iski Van Dorn down the right-hand side. He's got 2 in for company. Overlapping runner ignores him. Goes now and he's probably straight offside. There the overlapping runner.
He's got some wheels though, Benny Robinson, for a man of his stature. I mean, have a look at him. He's a giant, but geez, he stormed down the right there.
And I think all the defenders clearly went to their local sports shop together this week, all wearing pretty much the same boots, but clearly Luke Biggin didn't get the invite. The fluoro red wheels, there's away from that, and Gerson flicks ahead on an offside goal on the far side. There's Hugh Undy.
Just getting back to the Kamara v French, I think a big part of it is Marcage likes to keep the players in the outfielder. He likes someone that can get up there and be comfortable with his feet. Jake French showed he's a fantastic shot stopper. Obviously probably came back down to earth a little bit against the Kingborough Lions, but yeah, it certainly on the surface appears a very harsh decision, but I would suspect that would be the reasoning for it. Marcage is someone who likes to utilise all 11 players in the build-up to goals. He likes to have a sweeper keeper. And it's not quite French's MO that. As Van Dorn gets on the ball and links up with Burt. He's passed with a poor one straight to the business Ortman. And now Geordie Muller with a raking ball over the top, trying to spring Jaden Hay. Will he get there first? No. Brett Johnson sharp off his line and smashed it away. And the Warriors keeper, after a slightly shaky start in week 1 to his career, whereas he responded and did absolute dynamite for them. Iski Van Dorn's won this ball back, and I'm not sure what that was.
I think that's no left foot itis there from Iski Van Dorn, the outside of the right foot there. Fairly unnecessary. Thought it was a foul in the build-up there on Castaneda, but referee Stratos decided against it. And the business Ortman looking to play it out through the back, and another big in for Olympia this season is the cuddler, Alex Holmes, who walks forward but well intercepted by Robinson. Back to Van Dorn. He receives the ball back from the Dwayne Pipe. Nice interplay there with Sklenage. There's actually with Sanders, and Paul Stevens will come across from centre back and clear that one up. But yeah, Brett Johnson, shaky week 1, but that lack of Seljuk Cup heroics against the Knights certainly put him as a firm favourite here at the Warriors. It's a long throwing launch towards Hay. Just misses the feet of Sklenage. Now up in the air, Burt. Doing well now with Dawu, but Dwayne Pipe gets a toe in. Jake Vandermeer now running across for the throw-in in front of one of the youngest ball kids I've ever seen in sport.
They're starting to be young as Zebras, apparently.
Yeah, they really are. It's Paul Stevens now on the ball. Vandermeer just hoofs it long, and Luke Biggin should be able to deal with that. Good pressure from Gerson. Now it's down through, it's up to the Colonel Sanders. Now Van Dorn. He's probably not going to win a whole lot of heading contests against Jake Vandermeer here today. With Dawu, the business. It's a good run down the right-hand side from Castaneda, but unfortunately the pace of the experienced Czech centre-back beats the youngster there, gets a toe in and does well. Does Castaneda, but unfortunately Hugh Undy had made the inside run rather than peel into the back post. Kamara a long way out of goal here. And I hope he's not going to take the throw in. I haven't seen goalkeepers take a throw in for quite some time.
Yeah, that'll be a new wrinkle, that's for sure. But good work from Castaneda out here on the right, the former Joey's captain, winning the ball back when it seemed to be lost. Keep soldiering on there. He's been good since making the switch to the Warriors. Castaneda looking an astute pick up in the middle of the park for them as they try to spring Jaden Hay down the right. He's got plenty of wheels and he'll try and stretch that pitch. He's running at the big cuddler who slid in and did just enough to fly it out off Hay, and it'll be a goal kick, so no harm done there through 8 minutes. But certainly you can see the Zebras looking to get it wide and get Van Dorn and Hay in behind those fullbacks, and I think that will be the MO for the Zebras today. As Brent Johnson gets us restarted and sends it to the Muller. Won it well, read it intelligently, and miss-hit clearance there from Paul Stevens. How's that going to spin? Will they get a corner out of it? They will, so not the tidiest work there from the usually reliable Paul Stevens.
A bit of a shank clearance there, so Zebras have their second corner of the game, which they take short to Hay. Yeah, look to try and get on his left peg, nothing doing there, so the cross will come in. Eventually that's woefully under hit there. Now Gerson with 3 Zebras players against him. Lucas the Mountain Hill storming forward in defensive midfield. Got Geordie Muller to beat. Muller does exceptionally well. Directs traffic. Knows where he wants the Colonel to go, and the Colonel's after it. Trying to chase after, just manages to keep it in. He's on the left peg at the moment. Jinks inside. Goes left foot past near post and off the post. And you want your star striker in that 6-yard box there, Jakob Sklenage. And he managed to get a toe in front of it. In front of Brett Johnson, but also peg at the moment. Hit the post inside. Goes left foot. Lovely work there to get in front. Just the outside of the foot, not quite producing enough spin there from the Czech marksman. Olympia's, and in fact NPL Tas's Golden Boot winner from last year, making the switch. And he nearly had one against his old team there inside 10 minutes. Now Hugh Undy's up at the other end. Warren with Dawu out wide. Gerson screaming for it at the back post. Under hit by Undy, and the Dwayne Pipe gets that one up early. Now Whiskey Van Dorn, they really love using the width of North Hobart here, do the Zebras. He's got Vandermeer for company. Another outside the foot pass. Dwayne Pipe nearly gets there. Great save. Stays in across the face of goal. Goal kick. Eventually called from the referee. So a really good chances there for Zebras in the space of a minute.
Just out. Well judged by the keeper, but well saved by the keeper too. Denying Dwayne Walsh, and good signs here for the Zebras early doors. A couple of openings going there. Iski Van Dorn with a very clever pass, and Sanders also linking up nicely. So a good couple of minutes, but still 0-0. Not far away, but twice they've attacked down this left wing and just slid through balls. And the strikers to run onto as Robinson thought about the long throw, then dropped it off for Hay instead, scrapping, and now the counter-attack being led by Hugh Undy. Tried to knock it over the top of Geordie Muller. He surely hasn't kept that in. No. And did roll out a play. It would have been an extraordinary effort from Hugh Undy if he had managed to keep that in the whole way. So big Benny Robinson with the long throw option. He floats it down towards Sklenage. Getting a foot in was the big cuddler. Down to the mountain. Lucas Hill was looking for Wadawu. Arrived in there just ahead of the defender, but the Zebras win the ball back, and Robinson will build it down the right again. They look to play in Jaden Hay. He's got Van Dorn and Burt in the middle to pick out. He crosses straight into the waiting arms of Brett Johnson, who says thanks for that. He sends back the Warriors the other way. Into the middle they go, looking for Lucas Hill, but couldn't pick him out. A good sliding challenge from Lockie Burt. Missed it away from him, and Hill pushing up in the midfield, and so perhaps a slightly more attack-minded midfield role from the big fella today, even though he's such a defensive wall and used in that role, but they really want to get the most out of him as a playmaker, I think, the Warriors. That was well charged down by Hill.
They wanting to try and get him on the ball as much as possible. They sit and mark the business Altman in the defensive mid slot that we usually see Lucas Hill going to. Now a wide ball out to Jaden Hay. Possibly just misjudged that in the sun a tad, but he's still got time to get across in. There's three waiting, one of which is the Colonel, and between Holmes and Stevens. They'll manage to clear that one away. Yeah, it almost looks like Lucas Hill's moved to sort of a number 10 role almost here today, playing behind Gerson, sort of in line with Undy and Wadawa, and it's well stolen on the far side. Surely in the back there from Robinson chasing back, but nothing given. Does well harassing there, and now back to Muller. Business for company. Now Luke Biggin manages to find Muller, and he just can't get a toe to Robinson. I was standing a little flat-footed. There were the Zebras. Managed to reclaim it. Now Sklenage. Sanders and Burt in the centre. Goes first time to Sanders. It's a lovely ball. The Colonel. He's offside. Good save anyway from Brett Johnson, but it's good opening there between Sklenage and Sanders. We're wondering in pre-season how they'd work together up top, and it's combinations like that which shows you it's certainly going to work. It was a lovely chip through ball from Sklenage.
Yeah, there's been a few games that they haven't quite been able to figure them out. Certainly the season opener at this ground, they worked together beautifully. They've won the ball back here. Oh no, they haven't. Stratos blowing a foul. Lucky Burt, none too impressed with that decision. But yeah, finding that balance of how to use the two-star strikers is certainly a challenge for Gabriel Marcage. The immaculately dressed Gabriel Marcage, it has to be said, rocking the suit today.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think which of the Richie Beno suit colours is it. It's
the ivory, I think.
The ivory, you reckon it's the ivory? Yeah, there's... I'm going to zoom in on him before. He's not wearing the matching jacket anymore, which is very disappointing, but I did see him in pre-game, and he was looking rather dapper, although I'm not sure how I'd go in a suit in this heat today. Not quite appropriate.
Yeah, I'll forgive taking off the jacket. It is a lovely day here at North Hobart Oval. Perfect conditions for football. Second game here today under the sunny skies, and Joel Samet will swing this one in. Doesn't really get much purchase on it. Gerson leapt really well and flicked on, but no one had gambled and made a run into the box.
Not that I've seen a whole lot of Gerson before, but he's certainly got a leap. Tim Kaulescu leap on him there. He got quite high for not the tallest player in the team. He's showing plenty of energy up front with not much service in the first 15 minutes. As advantage played from Stratos. Jaden Hay with Joel Samet for company. The Cuddler Holmes not coming over to track yet. Samet's made the distance. Hay to the byline. Looks to cut it back. But corner off the long legs of Alex Holmes. So Zebras third corner of the game already as we have a look at that suit. Oh, Gabriel Marcage is looking rather dapper today. Short corner again. Lachlan Burt, back heel from Van Dorn, getting a little cute there off the corner. Gerson and Wadawu to aim for. Wadawu probably should look to go inside, eventually does, but puts it right in the breadbasket for covering Luke Biggin. Johnny Moore directing traffic expertly well in the centre of the park, and the switcher plays on should they wish here, the Zebras. Robinson now to Hay, who's got his wing compatriot Van Dorn over there with him as well. One really in the middle for Zebras so far. Hay will look in the Sanders direction, but good luck getting that past Alex Holmes from a metre away. He's quite an imposing figure at the back, is Holmesy.
He certainly cuts an impressive figure, the giant in the heart of a pretty tall Olympia defence, really. Samet the odd man out in that respect. The fullback is Hugh Undy with a clever little back heel to that man Samet. Built nicely from the back here. Now how will Lucas Hill spend it? He'll find himself able to get past Lockie Burt, but eventually they work it on to Hugh Undy, who jinked back inside, allowed the defensive foot in, and now Jaden Hay. And he slide, that's surely offside. To Sanders, he was well and truly offside. He can Give the assistant all the lip he wants. He strayed well and truly there, the Colonel.
I don't know what leg he's got to stand on there, the Colonel Sanders. We saw that from a mile away up here in the commentary box. And Stevens plays it forward to Van der May. He sure got tripped there in the end from Van Dorn. Goes to take the quick throw in Van Dorn. He's launched it 50 metres away. Question marks over, that's a delaying tactic there. He was very eager to take that throw in.
He certainly wasn't fooling anyone with the quick throw in, but yeah, that look, he's got away with it. Now he allows his team to get everyone back, so very wily, crafty stuff there from the Van Dorn. Marking that as Ladi Castaneda steps up and just punches a little low. Gerson was there. Lucas Hill came and took it down in front of him though, extended that long lever, and then he smashes one straight down the throat of Sheku Kamara. Comfortable enough for the Zebras keeper.
Yeah, comfortable enough for Sheku. Real first time he's really had to do anything so far in the 17th minute of the game. Rolling it out to Muller, who gives him a slightly dicey back pass. He does well to control it, does the keeper. Muller with the whole of the centre of North Hobart to stride into here. Finds Burt, who pretty much knocked it right in the middle of Robinson and Hay over on the far side. So a throw in to Olympia. Samet looking long, manages to find the mountain. He had Muller for company and did just enough to get in the way. Now Robinson. Hay and Burt working well together and put that one, getting Sklenage to chase that one down. I don't think he was likely to get that in a hurry. As Johnson has a nice ball to Waddy Castaneda, who's won the free kick and just about split about his groin muscle there. It was a very good attempted split there from Waddy Castaneda, showing his flexibility there. Undy and Hill look to get it to each other. Well cut out by Biggin. Hay and Robinson will eventually thump this one clear. Sklenage wins the header over Holmes and puts through his teammate Jaden Hay. Wants the return ball. It's laid out in front of Jacob Sklenage around the keeper and puts it wide. The state's best marksman from last year. You would have put your houses on him scoring there, Jacob Sklenage, but not to be, and a gilt-edged chance.
Oh, I'll tell you what, if I had a house to wager on, I would have just lost it. Jacob Sklenage does not miss those. Credit to Johnson for stretching out and maybe just thinking he had to try and be a little finer with the margins he was operating in, but that's one you've simply got to score. That's what he's there for, and Jacob Sklenage, a very rare error there. It would have been nearly identical to the goal he scored here on opening night, just slid through, first time finish. They've pulled that move a number of times, but a bullet dodged by the Warriors here, and it's a couple the Zebras have had early where they could have taken the lead, and perhaps fortunate to still be on level terms through 20 minutes, Olympia. It's Geordie Muller. Take the free kick. They do like to move him quickly, unable to do so this time, and eventually they work it to the Colonel. Well defended though by Joel Samet. He simply wanted that one. Now Geordie Muller works it in the direction of Sklenage. Clever little flick and then threaded through for Jaden Hay. Sliding in was Ortman. Couldn't stop Hay, who crosses too heavy. Far too heavy. Wide it goes for a goal kick. It's a bit of what we saw in the Women's Super League game before this. The Zebras with some good play, but just over-hitting crosses in the boxes.
Yeah, that certainly was the case in the Super League game. Jaden Hay ending that one. Absolute country mile. Put his hand up immediately to acknowledge that to his teammates. I'll admit in the Super League game, I walked in exactly when Lucy Johnson scored an absolute ripper for Zebras, which was a pretty good time to come in, but I'm all concerned.
Not a bad hit, that one.
Had it right behind the goal. Perfect angle.
They're just stepping up for 40 yards. I got this.
Yeah, well worth viewing after this game for those out there who missed it. Tying goal, 1-1 in the Women's Super League game beforehand. So past 20 minutes, Robinson being told to not steal 10 yards on the line, and he goes and steals 5 anyway in the run-up. And pretty much launches that in and then back out again. So a bit scrappy here at North Hobart Oval. Marquez terribly happy with that one.
I think he's terribly happy with us situating a camera down there, to be honest. Yeah. A bit concerned about the language you'd have to watch. But we'll see how long that keeps you in check for, as this one's in the Gerson direction. He's out after it, headed dangerously, and then they get themselves in a little bit of trouble here. Kamara eventually takes it off the line. It wasn't pretty, nor was the throw. It was rather ungainly duck from Harutza, but then he storms off, the big Czech centre-back. showing a good turn of speed there, and he plays it to Iski Van Dorn. Jake Van der May sticking tightly to him as he goes back to Dwayne Walsh, just punches it forward in the Sanders direction. He wanted to turn towards goal. Falls to Bert Sklenage. He's in plenty of space if they could pick the run. He does get there, but he's straight offside. It's probably the wrong direction the pass needed to be played anyway, but the check had straight anyway.
He needed it right to his feet there. Jacob Sklenage in a good pocket of space there. They just couldn't quite get to him early enough. And now the drain pipe will knock it clear, and then header again. He's getting all the action here. Is Walsh, and for a third time he must be sick of the ball because he just absolutely thumps that one to Brett Johnson. Gets it to him on the one bounce, and he'll look to reset, hopefully in a more calm manner here, Johnson. Looking out wide to Undy, who this time slipped, allows Robinson to make up enough ground, and I think he shouldered that one out, Undy. So Robinson with the throw in, steals his customary 5 yards, and now to Sklenage. Through ball to Hay. Now Sanders probably needs to hit this first time, and does. Right to the head of Paul Stevens. Joel Zammit Muller gets in front. Iski Van Dorn, who's moved more central to try and get on the ball lately, and just got in the back of the mountain while trying to reach around, which we have seen is a clear penalty in world soccer. There is getting in the back and reaching around for the kick when you make contact. It's a clear foul.
Oh, Juventus team would know all about that, wouldn't they, Falls? This one's nodded forwards. Right, Biggin, Lucas Hill at the drop of it, and Paul Stevens, who the former Zebra centre-back, will be man-marking the former Warriors striker here today. Powerful stuff from Lucas Hill, charging through the middle of the park. Lockie Burt takes a nice little touch on to Iski Van Dorn. Chips it across to Sklenage, who'll go back and track it. They've got a typical 5 in attack at the moment, the Zebras. That's a wonderful ball from Sklenage to Van Dorn. Cuts it back. Sanders lets it run for Lockie Burt. Great save, Johnson. Oh, fantastic reflex stop from the American. Saves his team there. That was outstanding.
It almost seemed to happen in slow motion. Burt had all the time to place it. And Johnson, the big left-hand palm. We saw that in the penalty shootout a few weeks ago, and he comes up trumps. Once again does Brett Johnson. Possible near post option may have been a good one as well. Van der May was covering behind the keeper as well. But yeah, Gilthead's chance again for the Zebras. And now Gerson, who hasn't had a lot of the ball at his feet so far, tries to knock it around the experienced Czech centre back. I think he's seen that move 1 or 2 times as Jan Chiruta. Now with Dawood. Outside of that really good ball in the first minute. It's unintentional. Through ball there. Taken off the toe of Hugh Undy. Couldn't quite tell how that even got there to start with. Hay trying to get it forward to Sklenage. Sklenage went short and the ball went long, so they'll try again Olympia, who finally getting over the top. The postman, can he chip the keeper? Kamara, who came well off his line there. Hopefully that wasn't further in advance over his head, because that's dangerous territory for a keeper.
He lives by the sword, Sheku Kamara, doesn't he? He was well out off his line there. He presented the challenge to Adawu, and he took the challenge on, just couldn't quite chip him in the end, as they're making some inroads down the wing here from Undy. If he can track it down, he does. Hugh Undy, will he square or shoot? He tried to shoot. And Kamara denies what you have to suggest was a fairly selfish effort maybe from Undy, although maybe he looked back at Adam Gorry's goal on opening night and said, I've done the scout on you, Sheku. I'm going near post.
I think he has watched the highlights there during the week as Hugh Undy, because Gordy Gerson is absolutely ropeable. He didn't get that one laid in. He had made the correct run on the angle and did not receive it. And he's not very happy there. And Gerson, who's been here for 1 week, and I tell you what, he's just about taken out salad of the week already with that dude. That is a wild, wild style, as with Dawu. The postman goes to the far side. Looks to go near post. The mountain just gets over Kamara, and eventually Zebras knocked that one clear at the back post. Alex Holmes was waiting there for a tap in, but just getting in the way was his man marker. Kamara just getting a foot in. Plenty of opportunity there. Did the Warriors, and the postman, who, well, the rest of his colleagues have taken this public holiday off. He's delivering some absolute beauties today. So far as Warren Wadawu. To come from the near side this time. All this tall timber at the back post. That's the direction he's going to. With the foot, Holmes Gets that one well over. There's Kamara. Takes this one short. Now Biggin. And chased down by Gerson. So Olympia starting to get some momentum here. It's taken a little while for them to get themselves into the game, but they're getting there now. Marquez Cam, which the people called for last time. And look at those strong arm movements there, like a conductor to his orchestra out there on the field. Very happy to bring you Marquez Cam here at Slice of Cheese. Zammit now with the throw-in. Kiwandi having to receive it. Gets the 1-2 off Hill and was clearly shirt pulled from behind there by a retreating Robinson. Clear of fouls you're likely to see here today. Mountain thought about taking it quickly, but he'll let his tall timber get up there. Holmes and Mudawu striding up. Bit of a risk only having marked the business Altman back at Jakob Sklenage as well. That could be open for exploitation.
Yeah, I think just sensing that Joel Samet just went to sandwich him as this one's crossed in towards Holmes and gets his head on it. Kamara tracking that one down well enough and picks it up, and he'll send it back from whence it came. Sklenage the target, so good at these flick-ons, but he tried to control it, and that allowed in Bulldog-like Mark the Business Altman just nipping away at the heels there. There's the young midfielder, and Castaneda's linked up well with Undy here, who tries one from distance, but he didn't really catch all of it. And again, Gordon Gerson vociferous in his protestation, saying, "Play me the ball, Undy, son."
He hasn't had much defeat today, Gordon Gerson. I don't really blame him for that. He's had to do a lot of terrier work up front with not much service, but here's another opportunity. The Mountain getting in and just trying to get around Geordie Muller, who puts his body in the way. It's Luke Biggin. My apologies, Holmes gets that one in the air. Hay knocks it first time, but a miscontrol from the Colonel. Lets the cuddler back in. And on the far side, Undy. Room to aim for. Gerson making a nice run. He finally gets a defeat, plays it first time. And just falling over the ball there was Joel Zammit. And now they'll look to exploit that area that he's left. Ortman comes to cover. Husky Van Dorn's got a good bit of space out here, but Vandermeer reads it well. Back inside. And now out wide to Wadey Castaneda, who I've seen a little more on the ball. The former AIS graduate. Now Kiwandi in the centre of the park. Ortman lays it to Castaneda. Now Undy, the build-up is very good. Off the head of Gerson, gets a right foot to it and puts it well over the bar. Howls from the crowd for a penalty as his ankle did get pretty well clipped there in the end, but he managed to get the shot away, Gerson.
Some goal, a touch to set himself off the head. He did really well in the end. Gerson just couldn't quite direct it down. It was a sharp chance, but not far away, and he's caught the eye. And it's not just the salad or the wheels. There's a bit about this Gordon Gerson for the Warriors up top. They've been looking perhaps for the answer to that central striking problem throughout the season, and maybe Gordon Gerson is the answer to that. The Zebras with a free kick. Castaneda needs to watch out he doesn't get himself booked there, standing very close to prevent that one. Now Jaden Hay outright resumes his battle with Joel Samet, and he looks to drop the shoulder and charge past him. Samet sticking to his task, got the foot in, and behind it goes for a corner as we tick past 30 minutes here at North Hobart Oval. No goal as of yet, but chance is starting to flow a little. Good slide in there. The danger not quite gone. A heavy pass. It had already gone out of play before it curled back. So goal kick.
Those out there who aren't a fan of short corners would not have liked that one there. 3 Olympia players crowding the area and managed to thread the needle, but would certainly draw them out there, but really nothing in the box to aim for. Marquez does like his short corners, as we've seen, and there's a few different setups. Johnson launches that one high, and as far as Muller. Now Sanders gets to Iski Van Dorn, who hasn't seen a whole lot of the last 10-15 minutes. He's got the postman for company, who slides in, and not sure how much ball he got there. Corner given, so must have got some.
Yeah, I'd have thought that the attack probably would have protested if he didn't get him. I think he got enough of it. Quickly taken again. The Zebra's not messing about. Sklenage. Oh, he beats Vandermeer. Jakob Sklenage drove it straight into Joel Samek, body on the line, shut down that near post where he was trying to sneak it in. It's really nicely done. Hugh Undy's been a valuable link-up man on the counter-attacks, and he's shrugging off the attentions of Robinson here, who just infringed a little too much before Walsh came across in coverage.
Started on the side, did Robinson, with the pace of Hugh Undy drilling there, Mendy. Got a push in the back eventually, and free kick awarded, which Cutler will look to take. Now Hill, it's in the Dawu direction. He's just waiting on it while Walsh went straight to the ball. And manages to win the throw. Much to the protestations of Warren Wadawu, who doesn't quite agree with that decision. Now to the Colonel. Gets one in the back from Wadawu, which I think is going to be a foul. He's not having much rub of the green here. Here's the postman. He's just getting in amongst the action. There's the Dwayne pipe. Another one with the loud orange wheels, looks down the line, and first I have no real idea who that was for.
Field position, Fancy.
Yeah.
Field position is a great kick.
Yeah, Rugby Union would love that one. Just pegging him inside the 10, and we'll see where they go there. Good punt up the field.
Well, pitch this long, don't mind introducing the tactics. So I'm being very generous to the Dwayne pipe there. Real benefit of the doubt type stuff, but it worked out all right for him.
Yeah, real Sav Rocker punt down there right into the corner as the Mountain just touches it round Zebras, and they've committed 5 forward here, so they're vulnerable with Castaneda one side. The centre-back's tracking back and wins the foul off Muller. It's been a bit niggly this game. Not too much malice in it all, but just really breaking up the play in the centre of the park so far. Fair few free kick opportunities. Both teams haven't really been able to capitalise fully on them. As Castaneda takes it quickly to Stevens. Now to Dawu. Goes onto the left peg. Chips it towards the back post. Height advantage and penalty called by Stratos. Right there. Absolutely convinced there. And he gets a slice of cheese to Geordie Muller, who's been given a cuddle from Kamara, so nothing potentially worse happens. Jaden Hay, the captain, going over for a quick chat, asking what that was for, potentially in the back. And yes, there was a cheese there for Geordie Muller. So an interesting decision here, and Olympia have a chance to get 1-0 up.
Interestingly, it doesn't look like Gordon Gerson will take the penalty. He was denied by Nico Giansopoulos in the last round. Instead, it would seem responsibility will fall to Jake Vandermeer. Sheka Kamara just says, look, you've put the ball on the spot. Now I'm going to throw it a metre away. If I'm Stratos, I'm booking him there.
Oh, I reckon
that
I
is
would as
utterly
well.
Unnecessary.
He's going for a chat. But, that's a cheat.
Oh, that is. Well, it's a genius move now because he's got away with it. But, gosh, I don't know how. Anyway, Jake Vandermeer to step up and give the Warriors the lead here on Anzac Day. He steps up and rolls it the other way of Sheka Kamara. The Olympia Warriors take the lead here. And it is Jake Vandermeer from the spot who does the business, and his team ahead. We'll have a look at the replay of the penalty in a second. It was just a bit of a mismatch, really. Muller on heel in the air. And it's a furious Gabriel Marcage, unsurprisingly.
No, a bit of that fiery Italian coming out in Gabriel Marcage there as Jake Vandermeer coolly slots away the penalty. Not fooled by Sheka Kamara's delaying tactics there. As game about to get unstarted. Have another look at the replay there. Wouldn't mind rewinding that one again and having a look. It seemed to happen very quickly. Yeah, it's one of those ones in the back there. You've seen them called. It's quite hard to tell from the camera angle just how much force was on that attempted push in the back there from Geordie Muller, but enough for the referee to give the penalty and give out a dose of dairy as we'll go back to live play. Dawu manages to get around the back of Walsh. Gerson's at the back post. Jinks inside. He's now at the near. Goes near post off the head, and the glancing header from Gerson. Not quite enough to direct it on target. A good post off it from Dawu. Just needed to guide it where he needed it, but just wide. And now Zebras. There's Glenage on the ball. Van Dorn's gone back to the right wing. Tries to go in front of the Colonel, but well cleared by Stevens. And now Zammit. It's the 1-2 off Undy. Does Joel Zammit. Undy picks the ball back up. Castaneda wanting it. Oh, beautiful pass there from Whitey Castaneda. Lundy on the far side. He's got an option inside. He's around all the party tricks there on the far side. Back to Castaneda, gets it back again and shoots, but well blocked by Luke Biggin. Olympia keeping 4 players back there, so keeping the defensive wall nice and secure. Now Lockie Burt, like the business Ormond, plays it off him expertly for a throw-in. Nice work there from the business.
Dale Hitchens has probably learned his lessons from around 1 when South Hobart's fullbacks just pushed so high they weren't the numbers back, and the Zebras really got in behind on those counter-attacks. They used their pace out wide, and they kept getting, I suppose, 2-on-2s or 1-on-1s up the field, and they just had the pace to win those battles. So Olympia making sure there's plenty of coverage as the goal scorer Vandermeer looks to get in behind Jaden Hayne. It was the last touch off him. Also, just on that penalty, I reckon the referee had a much better view of it than we did from our angle. He immediately pointed to the spot, and Lucas Hill suggested he was getting his shirt grabbed. As we have another look, it's a wrestling match. It does seem a soft one from that angle for me, but I think Muller's probably been done in by the fact his 2 hands are outstretched and pushing. That said, a much smaller man bringing down a mountain was there the forces.
Marquez is getting fired up at the 4th official down there about a perceived foul not given.
Well, I think he's probably boiling over a bit from that penalty, Marquez. I don't think he agreed it was a penalty, and it's a debatable one, but the Warriors have got the lead before half-time, and probably off the back of their best spell of the game. They've dominated these last 10 minutes.
Yeah, since the clock's ticked into the 30s, you've got to give Olympia a big tick for that one. As Castaneda, it's absolutely poleaxed by Dwayne Walsh. Bit of a size and weight difference there between the two. Castaneda, fleet of foot, number 10 normally, as Vandermeer launches that one in. And the big chorizo knocks that one clear. That doesn't go to anyone in particular. Kamara stays at home. Gerson just about keeps it in. Gets a toe out. There was players at the back post, and Walsh manages to get it clear. Now the business. Hill, Undy, lovely 1-2, but Biggin reads it like a book and just gets a toe in. There keeps Glenage now in a foot race with Alex Holmes, who's got one of the longest set of legs in the competition. Not enough to get the ball apparently, and Stratos now with a slice of cheese to Alex Holmes, and from up here I thought he got the ball. There did the big cuddler.
Yeah, he certainly felt so. The big Olympia centre-half not happy with that decision, but a free kick for Zebras and a chance perhaps for Colonel Sanders to conjure a way back into the game for his side.
Magic spray enforced from Stratos there, which is what we like to see.
He's just marching the ball back a few yards there. So the Colonel over the dead ball, always a threat, and the Zebras typically pushing plenty of bodies up to attack the set-piece opportunity. Sanders towards Harutza, but an equally tall figure was in his path, and it was Alex Holmes. Puts it behind for a corner as we tick towards 40 minutes. Right over on Anzac Day, another short corner. Eski Van Dorn couldn't find Sklenage. Bit scrappy though, and Lockie Burt finds a way through. A couple of quick step overs, but Buster was shut on him there. Muller swings it over the head of Sklenage, and look, I've come around to the short corner in recent years, but I don't know about doing it when the Warriors have got 3 people blocking it off. They've clearly done the scout and gone, yep, this is their tendencies, this is what they do every time, and they're going to struggle to be productive from them, I would have thought.
Yeah, they're almost sort of triple teaming the short corner because they just know it's happening. I mean, it's a perfectly valid ploy. I agree. I'm not one of these people who want to see the outright ban of it, like some people in the commentary world do, but you just can't do it every single time. Eventually teams will pick it up pretty easily as the Colonel knocks it out wide to Ishki Van Dorn. And he's got Joel Samet for company again. Geordie Muller striding forward. Now Lockie Burt gets a yard of space on Ortman and looks to go to the back post. Stevens gets a flick on it. Now Jaden Hay fires and Vandermeer blocks that one. Ships it to the back post. Burt is straight offside. A little better there from the Zebras, keeping it consistently in their attacking third as Johnson plays it quickly to Castaneda, who's got the Dwayne Pipe charging at him. A lovely touch to get around him and finds for Dawu. Chiruzzo comes across. Grabs that one. Now Hay looking to go the outside of the right foot again. Now the Colonel, and Lucas Hill just takes that off the toe. Gets in a shoulder barge with Caruso, and I'm not sure he can give a free kick for that one there.
It's just strength.
Pure strength, and Marcos is blowing up over that one. And to be fair, I'm with him on that one. I didn't see much in that.
I thought they both dropped the shoulder on each other to see who's stronger, and the big check machine toppled the mountain, is how I saw that one. But Lucas Hill, the referee's clearly a fan of his work so far in this one, getting some good treatment from them. As Wadawa was pushed in the back there, and we'll get a free kick on the right wing. Another chance for Olympia to try and make something of a set piece. As Hugh Undy decides to step across and says, I'll have this one. Gets it short from Castaneda. Hugh Undy always looking to make something happen. Jaden Hay snuffed that one out. His clearance is blocked into the path of the business Altman. Just floated above him though and allowed Sklenage in. He knocked it down for Iski Van Dorn. The Calgary Flyer sends it down the line for Sklenage. Back again for Van Dorn, who's sliding at it, but it was always out of his reach. Behind it goes for a goal kick.
Yeah, he hasn't quite been able to get on the ball as much as he'd like so far in the first half, because Van Dorn, but we'll another opportunity here as Johnson, the American keeper, launches that one to absolutely nobody in particular there on the far side. There's a player within about 20 metres of that one. The mountain gets in the way. So Zebras looking to attack. He's back on the ball now. He's got Jaden Hay out wide. Manages to find Lockie Bird. Will try to go around Stevens, but a heavy touch. Sees that one go right through to the keeper. And a quick throw out to Joel Samet. Hugh Undy with a lovely touch around Robinson. A wonderful tech is there from Undy, who's really been given a bit freer roll out there on the left-hand side today. He's going up against Robinson and doing a lot of bag of tricks there. Manages to win a throw in that time. Had the mountain streaming forward. Samet now out to Undy. Again, does very well to get around Robinson there, Hugh Undy. He's really enjoying playing on this pitch here today as the mountain tries to chip that one forward. Slipped at the crucial moment. Lockie Burt clears. Now the business Ortman. Back to Stevens. And captain and goal scorer Vandermeer. Gerson with a sliding challenge on the Farutza coming in. Everyone's missed that, and now a throw into Zebras.
So Walsh down the line. Vandermeer stoops to nod it into the path of Muller. He'll change up the attack and sends it wide for Iski Van Dorn to have a run at Joel Samet. Instead, he slides it in towards the Czech striker Sklenage. Back to his fellow import Van Dorn. Fancy taking on Alex Holmes, then thought better of it. Linking up with Sklenage. The Zebras probing here. Lockie Burt tried to turn, but turned straight into trouble and lost it. And gathered by Van Dorn to Sklenage, who use Van Dorn as a decoy, then come inside, sends it to Sanders, who flicks it across. Is Van Dorn onside? It won't matter. Roll behind. I think he had straight anyway there, the Canadian.
I was going to say the opposite and thought he was onside, but the spin of the ball didn't really matter.
Quite irrelevant in the end, really. Into stoppage time in the first half here now. I'll tell you what, our game clock not aligned with the clock on the scoreboard here, I've just noticed.
Yeah, about 30 seconds out between the two. We'll see who's correct come half time. There's no board for stoppage time in use, so maybe we won't.
There should be.
Tries to get a toe in.
Yeah, it should be. That wasn't the earlier game, Paul. I'm looking out for it.
Yeah, I've been looking as well right down our line of sight here, and I'm yet to see it. So we'll see what happens there as Robinson strides across for a heaving throw in. He's told everyone to clear out. No short options here for Robinson. Goes to the nearest one he had, and it's fallen right through to the keeper on one bounce. So a wasted opportunity there for the Zebras. Johnson using all 7 seconds to run across to the other side of the pitch. And that one is half time, so that's a bit closer than the scoreboard out there, but it's 1-0 to Olympia. A penalty to Jake Vandermeer, the only goal in a pretty intriguing first half here. Both teams getting into attacking positions but not quite converting. A few niggly fouls in the middle there, but overall I think Olympia will be pretty satisfied with that first half.
Yeah, look, I know we've got the Zebras wearing the North Hobart FC coloured kit. We're playing at North Hobart with a footy feel to it, if you will, and we might just have ourselves a game in 4 quarters here rather than 2 halves, because I thought for the first probably 23, 24 minutes the Zebras looked by far the superior team. They were well on top, they were creating chances, they really should have scored. Jakob Sklenage had a wonderful chance when the empty net was gaping and he put it wide, and then about midway point of the half, suddenly it changed. Shiwandi had that chance where he probably should have crossed, instead opted to try and take on Kamara at the near post, and I thought Olympia were the better team for the final 20 minutes, and off the balance of that they took their chance. A debatable penalty probably for mine, but they've been given it, they've taken it, they have the lead, and they made the most of their spell where they had the Zebras under pressure. The Zebras couldn't do it from their spell.
Yeah, I completely agree with that analysis calling, especially in the first few minutes. It still baffles me how Jakob Sklenage managed to miss that gilt-edged chance. With everything I owed on that going into the back of the net, but alas, not happening. And after a pretty even first half, it's Olympia Warriors 1-0 ahead of Hobart Zebras, and we'll see you for the second half soon.
Hot and cold drinks. Alcohol is available on the hill or in the North Hobart club rooms. Please consume your alcohol in the workshop area. F-Pot is available in the club rooms if required. Thank you.
Full pass, drain pipe, nearly gets there. Great save. Stays in across the face of goal. Goal kick. Eventually called from the referee. So
playing Jaden Hayes, got Van Dorn and Burt in the middle to pick out. He crosses straight into the waiting arms of Brett Johnson, who says thanks for that.
Sanders and Burt in the centre. Goes first time to Sanders. It's a lovely ball to Colonel. He's offside. Good save anyway from Brett. Sanders and Burt in the centre. Goes first time to Sanders. It's a lovely ball to Colonel. He's offside. Good save anyway from Brett.
Low Gerson was there. Lucas Hill came and took it down in front of him though. Extended that long lever, and then he smashes one straight down the throat of Sheku Kamara. Comfortable.
Teammate Jaden Hay wants the return ball. It's laid out in front of Jakob Sklenage. Around the keeper and puts it wide. Best marksman from last year.
Dangerously, and then they get themselves in a little bit of trouble here. Kamara eventually takes it off the line. It wasn't pretty, nor was the throw. It was rather ungainly towards goal. Falls to Burt. Sklenage is in plenty of space if they could pick the run. He does get there, but he's straight offside. Probably the ball from Sklenage to Van Dorn, cuts it back. Sanders lets it run for Lockie Burt. Great save, Johnson. Oh, fantastic reflex stop from the American. From Sklenage to Van Dorn, cuts it back. Sanders lets it run for Lockie Burt. Great save, Johnson. Oh, fantastic reflex stop from the American. Some inroads down the wing here from Undy. If he can track it down, he does. Can Undy really square or shoot? He tried to shoot. And Kamara denied.
Far side. Looks to go near post. The mountain just gets over Kamara, and eventually Zebras knocked that one clear at the back post.
He was there. He's a young midfielder, and Castaneda's linked up well with Undy here, who tries one from distance, but he didn't really catch all of it. And again, Gordon Gerson missed it.
Castaneda. Now Undy. The build-up is very good. Off the head of Gerson, gets a right foot to it and puts it well over the bar. Howls from the crowd for a penalty. A whole lot of the last 10-15 minutes. He's got the postman for company, who slides in, and not sure how much ball he got there. Corner given. So
quickly taken again. The Zebra's not messing about. Sklenage. Oh, he beats Van der May. Jakob Sklenage drove it straight into Joel Samek. Body on the line. Shut.
Goes onto the left peg. Chips it towards the back post. Height advantage and penalty called by Stratos. Right there. Absolute. Goes onto the left peg. Chips it towards the back post. Height advantage and penalty called by Stratos. Right there. Absolute.
He steps up and rolls it the other way of Sheku Kamara. The Olympia Warriors take the lead here, and it is Jake Van der May from the spot. He does the business, and his team ahead. We'll have a look at the replay of the penalty in a second. He steps up and rolls it the other way of Sheku Kamara. The Olympia Warriors take the lead here, and it is Jake van der May from the spot who does the business, and his team ahead. We'll have a look at the replay of the penalty in a second. He steps up and rolls it the other way of Sheku Kamara. The Olympia Warriors take the lead here, and it is Jake van der May from the spot who does the business, and his team ahead. We'll have a look at the replay of the penalty in a second.
To get round the back of Walsh. Gerson's at the back post. Jensen side. He's now at the near. Goes near post off the head, and the glancing header from Gerson. Gibbs Glenarge now in a foot race with Alex Holmes, who's got one of the longest set of legs in the competition. Not enough to get the ball apparently in struggle. Gibbs Glenarge now in a foot race with Alex Holmes, who's got one of the longest set of legs in the competition. Not enough to get the ball apparently in struggle. Cecile just takes that off the toe. Gets in a shoulder barge with Caruso, and I'm not sure he can give a free kick for that one there. He
saw that one, but Lucas Hill, the referee's clearly a fan of his work so far in this one, getting some good treatment from them.
Paul Robinson goes to the nearest one he had, and it's fallen right through to the keeper on one bounce, so a wasted opportunity there.
And we are back for the second half here at North Hobart. The sun just starting to set in the next hour or so, but still a fair bit of sunshine on the pitch. The Zebras with the game to chase. They've got plenty of goals in them. We've seen that this season. They're going to need a couple if they're going to overcome this Warriors team today, who have taken the lead through a penalty to Jake van der May. Steps up. Not off put by Kamara. Sends him the wrong way. The other way of Sheku Kamara. The Olympia Warriors take the lead. I think the Zebras need to change if they're going to get back into this one in the second half.
I think the main thing they need to do is keep getting the ball into the wide areas. We've seen Hay and Iski Van Dorn get plenty of the ball here, but just presenting those options and probably just a bit quicker passing. They're tending to hold on to the ball for a tad too long when they've got the opportunity for a first-time ball. And I think looking at Coach Gabriel Marcage, I think he noticed something similar beforehand and will look to rectify that one. I guess they're probably not used to a team leaving so many players back as Olympia are. Dale Hitchens has clearly done his homework on the Zebras and found that leaving a few more players back in defence, it just ruins, just having that spare man back almost as a sweeper or Ortman in front just gives them that extra body, which allows them just to play through Undy and just let their players go 1v1 up the other end, but trying to get Zebras to overload and then hit them again. I've been very impressed with Gordy Gerson as well. He's seemed like a lively customer up top. So a couple of chances and done plenty of chasing, but not really had too many shots on goal. But the other thing is, I think Zebras possibly just need to find their shooting boots. I mean, we've seen Jacobs Glenage miss what for him is an absolute sitter, and the Colonels not really had too many sights on goal, so it's just about tightening up. Well, they're in defence, they're pretty tight. It's just about trying to get a few more shots on and shots on target up the other end, and they're certainly pretty keen as they're out nice and early here today. So the coach Gabriel Marcage having a quick chat to Stratos as we now see him in the full suit jacket. He's clearly calmed down enough to wear that one, and he's a nice bit of tribute there with the poppy as well, but that is a dapper looking man. Right there is the Italian stallion as we see Olympia now coming back out onto the pitch.
There was nothing quick about that chat, Paul. He was in deep conversation for a good 5-10 minutes with Stratos there. Perhaps asking about the penalty in the first half, but respectfully, at least you got to say, having a conversation with him, waiting for the teams to get back out there, which is probably how you prefer it to be done, but we're just about ready to go as the Warriors, led by big Alex Holmes, striding back out onto the pitch with a lead in tow. Can they hold on? It's a big 3 points up for grabs, that's for sure. The Zebras could have gone back to the top of the table if they were to have pulled the 3 points out today. Olympia can jump up into second with a win, but it's a bit of a logjam in there, the NPL Tasmania table this year, and every point is going to be vital. But, can the Warriors hold on, or will we see this Zebras team click into gear and start firing in the goals that we know they're capable of? They did it on the opening night here. They really picked up in the second half. They're going to need a similar effort here today if they're going to come back and win. Trying to figure out if any change has been made by either side.
Doesn't look like it for Olympia.
I think so.
Pretty much the same players there, and I think the Zebras are pretty much as they were as well, so no changes at half-time from either coach. As Stratos blows the whistle for the start of the second half. Wiley Castaneda immediately looking for the postman Wadawu. Sensibly decides to keep possession, back to the business. Does very well in the centre of the park, does Mark Ortman, and thumped clear by Jan Harutza. Holmes, absolutely enormous header that's gone about 30 metres, crunching challenge in the end, and Wadawu has had a foul called against him. Not entirely sure why. Good body there from the Czech striker. He gets the touch in there, but good covering defence from Paul Stevens. That is marvellous work from the centre-back, especially when Sklenage has got a one-on-one. Holmes at the second bite of the cherry, knocks it clear. Didn't quite make the purchase he wanted the first time. Throw in to the Zebras. Back to the Dwayne Pipe. Looks to go near post, but Holmes is always going to win that one in the air. Jordy Muller mopping up. Darwell and Walsh will resume their battle down the far side in this second half. Olympia now with the throw-in. Jake Vandermeer launching that one long, but Dawu gets ahead to it. Now Muller leaves his centre-back partner a bit shorter. Now Olympia in, it's Undy. He's got 1v1, manages to lose it behind, and Gerson still wanting it. Clever back heel, gets a touch, Gerson. He's still got possession, but it's pretty much petered out here for Olympia, and a goal kick given eventually. So a mistake there from Biggin, which Undy couldn't quite pounce on.
Yeah, a mistake initially, but G did well recovering that like Biggin. He won the battle in the end with Hugh Undy, and he's a tough man when he's dribbling at you in the box. He's such quick feet, can go one way then the other. But he and Harutsa did really nicely marshalling the threat. And he and Gerson were providing long ball over the top end. Robinson's made a marauding run forwards here. He's got Sklanage offering short, instead goes back to Sanders. Slightly heavy touch, but he recovered it well. Slid it across to an offside Ben Robinson. That's just slack. They had plenty of numbers up there. It was a good flowing move. You just got to stay onside there. You just need the awareness.
Yeah, it's a coach killer there from Robinson. Being told to stay up in the advanced position for the moment by Jaden Hay, who's back to one of his other positions at right back. We've seen him play there in the past as Johnson launches that one forward. Muller beats Gerson in the air. Now the Mountain beats Burt in the air. Biggin manages to get his foot on it, nearly loses it to Gerson, and now Undy pounces again. Second time here for Hugh Undy, tries to get on the right foot. Doesn't really play that one down to one particular. Hill picks it up, back heel from Gerson. And again, just about cleared from the Dwayne pipe. So Zebras get out of jail once again. Big pressure on their centre-backs. Come undone again for the second time this half. And on the far side, Iski Van Doren, the sunlight of North Hobart Oval, storming into the box. Good body work from Olympia. And waiting for a call is Stratos. Goal kick given. Not too much protest there from the Zebras. Good pace shown from Iski Van Doren down the left-hand side. Johnson takes it short, immediately pressured by the aforementioned Van Doren. And gets on the ball. Looks to play in Lockie Burt, but that's well over hit. Unless it was deflected, which it was for a corner.
And the cavalry arrives. Big Robinson and Harutsa. They take it short. Dissect the gap quite well to Van Doren. He gives it back. Turned immediately to Iski Van Doren. Tried the look away pass. Now sends one to the back post, and there were two giants there for the Zebras, but there was a mountain there for the Warriors, and he won it away. And Lucas Hill. Now Dwayne Walsh punching this one. The keeper should collect, and he does so. Brett Johnson. As the Zebras looking to go back the other way. The game pretty open to start this half, and the Warriors right back down the other way through Wadzawu, linking up the dangerous Hugh Undy, but can't expect anything less than attack from the Zebras, especially given they're trailing, and that might just open up the space for the Warriors to do some damage the other way. So plenty of goals perhaps to come yet in this contest as Stevens goes to Lucas Hill, who was fouled there by Burt multiple times. Play allowed to continue. You do well, Lucas Hill. Now Joel Samet charging forwards. Repelled by Harutsa. Now Wadzawu. Just used his body really well there to win the ball away from Van Doren. Got it to Ortman, who spreads it to Joel Samet. Took a clever touch, and now curling one towards Gerson. Oh, well done, Harutsa again. Just whipped that leg out at the last moment and steered it away from him. Sanders, inside confines, does well in the end. No, he doesn't win the throw. So the Warriors right back on the attack. Hugh Undy here to make things happen, and this time it's Biggin who prevents anything coming, sliding in and puts that behind. But good spell of pressure this for the Warriors. They're asking some questions of the Zebras. They really got themselves in control of the game after the Zebras jumped them. Undy back to Samet. Samet weaving one way and then leaves it for Undy. Hugh Undy crossing near post. And made the run, and Kamara collects. Launches it out in front of Van Doren, straight to Jake Vandermeer. He gave it to Ortman, bit of aerial ping pong. Who's going to win out? It's going to be the Warriors through the mountain, Lucas Hill, and he drives it looking for Gerson. Couldn't pick him out. Castaneda. Well, one back by Lockie Bird. Gave it to Sanders. Sanders with a raking ball that will set Sklenage a task. Can he get there? He does so. Into Van Dorn. Van Dorn slides the return ball for Sklenage. Centering ball for Burt. Takes a touch. 2 Warriors on hand. And now Jaden Hay blazes wides. They were patient. They worked the moment. But Jaden Hay just couldn't finish it.
Oh, once again, the Zebras not brought their shooting boots here today to North Hobart Oval. Lovely patient build-up. Broke down and I was really tempted to get out. The old thing about Arsenal is they always try and walk it in cliche, but they managed to fashion an opportunity, and Jaden Hay looks at the ground in disgust, but I'm sure the viewers out there, it's an absolute carpet out there, and I think that's just come off the side of his foot. And it stays 1-0 to the Olympia Warriors. Geordie Muller gets a head up, manages to get it as far as Hay. Now to Sanders. Jaden Hay again. Sklenage just gets a toe in front of Holmes. Launches a bit too far, and keeper Johnson manages to win that one. Quick throw. Geordie Muller keeps it in. And as far as Stevens, who rifles one at Samet, does well to keep that under control. And now Gerson against Bingham gets a toe in, but just knocks it against the defender, and that'll roll through to Sheku Kamara. Kamara opts to go long for one of the first times today. That's right onto the head of Samet, who just cops a knee in the face from Colonel Sanders. He's certainly led with the leg there as Sanders. He's questioning the decision, but he's just about booted him in the face there.
Up there, Kazali time from the Colonel as Mark Altman tries to pick out the run of Wadawa. Couldn't do so, and the Dwayne Pipe wants to storm back the other way. Just gets body checked by Altman off the ball, and will go the Zebras' way. Easy decision, that one, and yeah, not a bad decision perhaps from Altman. Allows his defence to get back, but they're going to be put under pressure here by Lockie Burt, and straight into Jake Vandermeer, who was very strong. He'll just throw that into the hands of Vandermeer. I think he has. This is going to be a slice of cheese for Jake Vandermeer. Well, yeah, it's not really a natural position, so he's got him hanging above his head. That's bizarre. He's appealing for the throw. Bert's sensing that one. I'm just going to lob it right in your hands.
That's one of the most intelligent moves I've seen, especially from a player as young as Lockie Burt, as we see Vandermeer getting a slice of cheese. That is smart work there, just launching it into the hand of an opposition player. Not quite sure of the sportsmanship behind it, but clever nonetheless.
If you're going to try and claim that throw in, absolutely you deserve to cop that.
Lockie Burt over the ball, launches it to the back post. Johnson gets a punch away, which is good, as there was Robinson in behind, and it's gone for the corner kick. As, again, the youngest ball kid in Tasmania claims that one. Jaden Hay with a quickly taken, lovely work outside of the foot. Sklenage gets taken out afterwards. Howls from the bench for a penalty, but nothing given again. Managed to get the shot away there, Sklenage. Two Olympia players firing in there. And to be honest, you're going to give someone a bit more muscles there to get the throw in back. Hay again quickly taken to Sklenage. Oh, not quite to Muller, but will eventually be cleaned up. And falls to Sklenage's right foot, gets around one, hits at the right foot, and Jakob Sklenage makes no mistake this time. The check marksman rifles that one into the back of the net after a lovely touch over the Olympia defender. A piece of brilliance there from Jakob Sklenage. High fives all round, and it leaves the Zebras 1-0 after 55 minutes.
Yeah, clinical stuff this from the Czech striker. He missed one he'd like to have back earlier. He made no mistake this time. Takes the touch, another touch to get round Orban, then blasts it home. That is top draw from Jakob Sklenage. Left Mark the business Altman for dead and gets his team back into the game. This is, that's a goal a month contender, that is. Bang, one touch to take it over him. Another to smash it in the back of the net. That is world class.
Yeah, it's one of those touches. Looks even better on replay, that one. Around the business Altman as Gerson gets absolutely clattered into after the play there, and Stratos searching for Luke Biggin as he runs away. That is another dose of dairy for the Zebras. Luke Biggin there, well deserving of that one. A pretty cynical rake down the Achilles there on Gerson. Stratos doing very well. Yeah, Luke Biggin got a slice of cheese there, and the free kick with Whitey Castaneda over that one. He's got all the tall timber up, just him and Mark the Business Ortman back, two of the shortest players in NPL Taz. And that one's going to be launched into the back post. A sea of that one. Dawu on the volley, and jeez, he's hit that well. That's absolutely rifled in to the AFL goalpost, which are about 30 yards back from there. He's hit that with some venom, just right out of thin air and bang. And geez, that would have been an even better goal than Sklenage's, arguably, if that hit the old onion bag.
Oh, that's goal here if that goes in. Jeez, he struck that with some power. Warren Wadawu, the technique, amazing, just couldn't quite bring it down. And now it's the Zebras with a wind in their sails. Van Dorn appealing for a free kick, but he just miscontrolled the ball there. Dudiski Van Dorn got away from him. And correct decision to play the advantage there by Strauss. Dodgy back pass. Sells Johnson down the river. Will he be punished by Sklenage? Composed from the check marksman. And it's 2-1 Zebras. It was a howler of a back pass. And boy, has Jakob Sklenage made them pay. He has 2 in 2 minutes, and the Zebras have turned this game on its head.
Last time at North Hobart Oval, Zebras scored a fairly few quick goals there in succession. And there they go again. Jakob Sklenage, the leading marksman of the state last year. Paul Stevens just selling his keeper short. And then Sklenage could have hit it first time, left Johnson for dead, turns and rifles that one home. And isn't he happy with the plane celebration there, Jakob Sklenage? He's over the moon with that effort. And very coolly done from the check marksman. I think that more than makes up for the first half miss. And Zebras now in the space of 2 minutes hit the lead here at North Hobart Oval. Olympia a little shell-shocked after that one. See what they can do from the restart. And it's all getting pretty heated out there. The pace of the game increasing ever more as Joel Samet gets on the ball. Undy back to Samet. Inside to Artie Castaneda, well read by Lachlan Burton. He's off again down this right-hand side. He's got Sklenage inside, does the step over on Stevens, but Stevens knew where he was going the entire time there with the centre-back. Launches that one clear. And as far as Geordie Muller sweeping up in the middle of the park. Jaden Hay, Burt goes the extra flick, gets the ball back. He's got Hay and acres of space. Makes the chip through ball and nearly to Sklenage. Johnson probably could have caught that one there, but does the double-fisted punch out for a throw-in. I think Sklenage had given up on that one there as Jaden Hay now with the long throw-in. One thing about Zebras, they got two very good long throwers in their fullback areas as Hay launches that one into the box and over the keeper, spilled by Johnson. And he's been taken out of the box there, but surely it's because of a foul. And that's not a slice of cheese. They're just having a little game of ping pong between the two. The Colonel Sanders and Brett Johnson. That is some absolutely class A work from both of them there. No idea what they were intending on doing there.
Rascalish from both of them, that is.
It was like hot potato between the two.
Just trying to prevent the kick being taken. Both of them playing some games there. Sanders threads it through for Sklenage. Hasn't he come to life? Jakob Sklenage crosses for Van Dorn, and a despairing touch from Van der Meij has saved a certain goal. Great defending from the Warriors. Former captain put his body on the line, flung himself at it, and Van Dorn has a tap in if he doesn't make that. The Zebras still on the attack though. Hay slides it back for Van Dorn. Van Dorn with the cutback. And behind it goes for another corner. Gee, the Zebras have come firing out in this second half. They've lifted. They are rolling like a zebra in the jungle here. Zebras, that one well cut out from Wadawu, but they've got a head of steam up here, the Zebras, and another one here will certainly put Olympia on the back foot. Jaden Hay now marching to the far side for a throw in. They're clearly trying to use this long throw in ploy a little more in the second half as that one goes to the feet of Sklenage. Castaneda knocks that one clear. Walsh back out to Hay. He's got the business for company. Lockie Bird inside. Rifles at his feet. Lockie Bird with the curler. But Johnson able to take that chest mark and drop kick. Long up the field. Young Harutsa in a constant battle with the Mountain, who manages to find Gerson first time and just rolls past the post. Gordy Gerson appeals for a corner kick. And a goal kick given from the referee, and from pretty much nothing, Olympia managed to fashion a chance. Just a good old-fashioned long ball to the Mountain, and when you got that size that Lucas Hill produces, with a touch of magic and a touch of luck, you can really get in on goal. And Gerson
He's looked lively today and probably one of his better shots, better attempts at goal, I should say. It's the Cuddler. Comes up and meets that one. Sklenage now trying to play assist maker. Muller gets it back to Sklenage. Lovely ball down the side there. Sanders is at the back post. Colonel Sanders just puts it wide. Puts it over through the goalpost, and you'd think from 3 yards out, Colonel Sanders had hit the target there for all money. Made a lovely run to the back post. Beautifully weighted ball, and tell you what, I would have put my last Zingerberger on him firing that one away.
Yeah, not his best work there, the Colonel. You expect him to score that. What a ball from Jaden Hayes. I think Castaneda just got clattered off the ball, and after a little bit of revenge, he just goes straight through the back. UND, I don't think he's protesting that free kick, but rather maybe the lack of one beforehand. But I think that's what you call the square up from Mikey Castaneda, and a few of his former teammates enjoying that there in the crowd.
Yeah, maybe possibly a ploy there to clip him in the ankles right in front of his former teammates. Most of the South Hobart crew over there watching on with interest, and also knows the Colonel had a little bit of a push afters as well. Maybe just thinking, what are you doing there, young whippersnapper? From the experienced Colonel. Yeah, getting a little niggly out there. The players probably thought that was a foul, but you could see with the run up there, Mikey Castaneda had only one thing on his mind. It was just to rifle that one into the Colonel. And we'll see what he can do from the free kick. It's in one of those options where you can either curl it around the wall into the near post or set it up to the back. Elects to go back post, first time hit. Eventually just about cleared there from Castaneda. He's got Burt for company. Now Sanders goes for revenge. It's a bit of a tete-a-tete between those two, and eventually Olympia win the throw-in. It's Joel Samet down here with plenty of calls for a substitute being made. Not heeded by Stratos. Like, get that up here as that one's eventually cleared from Castaneda, and now a substitute.
Is Luke Huxley going to be introduced now? It looks like we're going to see Adam Sunday McEwen introduced, a handy player to have up your sleeve, and he's going to replace Lachlan Burt. He put in a pretty good shift, the young midfielder. Still finding his feet at the NPL level, but showed some good signs today. And he makes way for Adam McEwen, the Zebras veteran who's more than capable of a goal off the bench. Did so in the season opener, this very venue. As Robinson launches this one in the Sanders direction. He chests it down for the Calgary Flyer. Trying to get him behind of Samet. Just lost his footing, but kept hold of the ball crucially. He plays it off Castaneda, who looks very proppy after making that block. Quick throw was good from Van Dorn to Sanders. Just a bit too up and under and just allows the keeper time to recover. And then Johnson with the quick release. Here's Jake Vandermeer, who's on the score sheet already, and he strokes that one forward, but it's cut out there at the back by Harutsa. Altman working it forward again. They're building here, but Lucas Hill just buffered away, and he's not happy with that decision or lack thereof. It'll be a Zebras throw-in. 64 minutes tick by. Jakob Sklenage turning this game on its head with a second half brace. There's the Zebras. They've done well to fight back in this one. And if we had the live table going, we'd be sitting on top as it stands right now. We want to hold that 25 more minutes, but the Warriors testing here before it gets thumped away. Alex Holmes will just let that one roll out of play.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen the sister clubs in Launceston City and Hobart Zebras 1 and 2 down here. As Colonel Sanders finds Sunday McEwen, who just lost his footing there at an inappropriate time. Vandermeer misplaced that pass to the Dwayne Pipe. Two Zebras' longest serving players combining, and the Dwayne Pipe on a storming run. Now Colonel Sanders, he'll look to play in. The Dwayne Pipe gets there first time, a great covering challenge, but the offside flag is up, and now howls from Marquez to move back. As that one's going to go right down the throat of Ben Robinson. Good chest down from the Van Dor. Nice one inside to Muller. Leaves that a little short, but Sanders recovers. Now out wide to McEwen, who's been on fine form in the Challenge League lately. Now getting a half-hour spell in the NPL. Low ball, Stevens manages to clear that one. Over with Darwoo. The postman's got Jaden Hay for company. Hayes moved inside to where Lockie Burt was playing earlier after that substitution. The Mountain to Wadawu. Looking for the return ball. Manages to get that through to Gerson, who just face plants over his own feet there in the 18-yard box. The striker with plenty of options. That's a lovely run by the Czech striker, but the cobbler comes across. Puts the foot through that one out of play for a throw-in, and a really good opportunity for Gerson there, just losing his footing at a shocking time.
Yeah, an inopportune slip for Gordon Gerson. Jakob Sklenage making a good run at the other end. It's the thing that really stands out that you notice when you're at the games live, and especially from our vantage point, just the off-the-ball work of Jakob Sklenage, the intelligent runs he makes. He appears in space, and you wonder, oh, how's he got the ball there? It's because of his work off the ball. He just doesn't stop making these runs. He knows when to time them. He's the ultra-professional, and he's involved here. There's someone run out the back for McEwen, who pokes it past Holmes, and they're on here, the Zebras. Sunday McEwen running in towards the box. Will he cut it back or shoot? He opted to shoot. It was a rather tepid effort in the end from McEwen, and a move of some promise ends up coming to nothing much. Yeah,
potentially the Calgary Flyer, Iski Van Dorn, might have been the better option there. Sklenage also making a run to the penalty spot. So now McEwen saw the goals open up. To no avail as Wadawu looks for Gerson. Kamara, one of his first touches in the last 20 minutes. Now to Iski Van Dorn. It's inside to Hay. And it's a lovely through ball to the Calgary Flyer. He's got Paul Stevens for company. 3 in the box waiting. Elects to go short to Sklenage. Caleb Sanders there waiting in the middle as well. Finds Sklenage, calls for a handball. It was more kicked right into the hand of Joel Samet from about 30 centimetres away. I'm not entirely sure what he could have done there. As they'll look to rebuild down this left-hand side. Captain Hay and Muller work that one out together. Now Muller receives it off Sanders. Does well to get around the mountain. Colonel Sanders just holding the play off, and a little bit of the sting gone out of the contest there. Just getting to a bit of a slower pace. Gerson harassing and harrying as he always does, and a nice theatrical effort there from Gerson. Really won the ball there, the Dwayne Pipe, but a pretty good technique from Gerson.
Walsh takes the throw in. One back by Warren Wadawu. Soldiering on despite being infringed. He'll keep flying at them here, Warren Wadawu. Trying to will his side back into the contest. That's a good ball to Hugh Undy. Hugh Undy will want to go to the right. He goes with the left, and there's a reason I thought he'd want to go to the right. That one shut down in the end by Biggin.
Yeah, not a whole lot of power on that one from Hugh Undy, and another player who's done his homework is Ben Robinson. Hugh Undy's shot on the left foot, not as powerful as one on the right. So the postman will look to deliver from this one. He's sizing up his option, most of them again at the back post for Olympia. Dawu patiently waiting. Wants to go to the far post, charging in. Kamara possibly just got a touch on it. Calls for a free kick there as well, but which I think is given from the assistant referee on the far side. It did seem to be a bit of shirt pulling by one of the Olympia attackers, and there's 2 balls on the field at the moment, which I'm sure Stratos won't allow.
No, but jeez, I don't know if Van Dorn was getting that, but the Warriors weren't exactly tracking back at a great speed, and Iski Van Dorn took off. We know Marquage really just bangs into them. They need to move the ball quickly at all times. Set pieces. They certainly tried to catch them out there. They weren't too far away either. Eventually, Sheikh Kamara will be able to take his kick, but all the Warriors well and truly back in their defensive spots now with 20 minutes to go here on Anzac Day. It's the Zebras holding sway 2-1. A Jakob Sklenage brace cancelling out Jacob Van der Meij's penalty in the first half. Will that hold, or can the Warriors fight back? Here's Joel Samet, slides it through for the mountain. Lucas Hill. Lucas Hill slid it for Wadawu, who just wasn't aware the pass was coming, played it in behind him, not on the same page as his fellow attacker there. The space has really started to open up a bit in this second half. As Van Dorn knocks it long for Sklenage, outpointed by Stevens. Van der Meij misjudged the header, but It's all right because the business Altman was on hand to cover. He works it forward. Gerson was expecting the ball over the top. Walsh was expecting it played to his feet. That's where it went. And Walsh wins it and wins the free kick.
And just to win the free kick there, as Walsh Vandermeer in complete shock at that decision. Looked pretty clear cut to me. Walsh managed to get a toe to it out in front. I'm surprised at the lack of action on Olympia's bench as well. We just needed a fresh injection of legs and pace just to try and make something happen. They've a couple of half chances on the counter, but probably need to build some more sustained pressure in the last 20 minutes as that one's taken short for Jaden Hay. He launches that one long in the Van Dorn direction, but the keeper comes out expertly. Van Dorn both trying to get out of the way and not trying to get out of the way at the same time. Stevens finds the business Altman. Vandermeer go inside to the Cutler. Marty Castaneda, the raking left foot boulders right down the throat of Luke Biggin. Trying to size up the header. And didn't quite go that far as Samet, so he'll win the throw in eventually.
So you're about to get your wish, Paul Hunt. Joffrey Nkoso, the king of the handles, is stripped down and ready to enter the fray. Looks like a double substitution could be in the offing for the Warriors too. So Hitchens clearly on a similar wavelength to you there, Paul, thinking the fresh legs might be required as Dwayne Walsh picks it up, dropped it off for the Colonel. Had more time and space than he thought. This is good build-up play. Warriors holding on eventually. They clear the area. Muller lofts it back, and there'll be a second chance here for Colonel Sanders to swing something in. He takes a touch to set himself. Now delivers straight onto the head of Vandermeer. Muller again recycles it. Jaden Hay, this is patient probing, a slightly overhit ball. Can Walsh track it down? He does, and then he tried to catch Johnson off his line, smashing into the side netting, but Johnson was guessing cross, and there was a big gap there for Dwayne Walsh.
Yeah, no, there was a sizable gap there, and not to give myself a pat on the back, but I think the centre mid tracking back there from Hill and Castaneda certainly proved the point that I think myself and Dale Hitchens are thinking. It ended up with Zebras with more players in the box as the substitute finally happening.
Number 2, Benjamin Curtis is going to enter the fray here.
With Waddy Castaneda coming off for him, and the other sub, Joffrey Nkoso, waiting patiently. And it looks like he's a direct replacement for the live wire American Gerson, who's looks like terribly happy at that decision. Immediately, Gerson sits on the far side, so Curtis and Nkoso coming on. There's the throw-in launched long in the Sklenage direction. Sanders had already made the forward run before the ball got to him. Dawu. And as far as Robinson, Nkoso, the fresh legs will put Robinson under pressure, but there's enough there to see that one out for what he thought was a goal kick, but it turns out it's going to be a corner ball, so probably not the best move in doing that. Wasn't expecting that was Robinson, so the ball will now go to Adawu for a corner. Again, all the tall timber of Olympia lining up at the back post. See what the postman can deliver. He's ready and waiting with Hill making a pretty large run up. Goes near post and well headed cleared eventually. Nkoso couldn't quite make the most of that. Now Hay on the counter. There's not a lot of options forward for him, so he just puts his foot on it. Back to the Colonel Sanders. McEwen was looking short. Sanders went long.
Olympia.
There's Johnson.
Number 9.
Looks to play it out wide to Wadawu, who leaves that one a bit short for the Cuddler and just gets there in front of Sklenage. So Wadawu, a bit of a slow moving back pass there, allows Zebras to keep the ball up this end. Playing with an enormous amount of urgency at the moment. Gets it to Van Dorn. Looks to go down the line. Stevens will look to shepherd it. Robinson keeps it in. Now, nice little chip through ball. There sits Wadawu on his way. Got Hugh Undy on one side and Koso on the other. Wadawu keeps making his run. Undy looks to jink onto that right foot. He's got the mountain in some space. Elects to go there now in Koso. Good build up here from Olympia. Back to the mountain is an option. And Koso just tries to go through Dwayne Walsh, which is usually the most direct way of beating him. And Sunday McCune to the Colonel Sanders. Deflects that one off Vandermeer. So a lot of space opening up in the middle of the park here. Both centre midfields are really lacking in paces. We'll see Zebras.
They won't be lacking in pace any longer, Paul Hunt.
Hey.
Matthew Pace entering the fray as he replaces Ben Robinson. Substitution on the Zebras bench there. Lukey Hugheslet was looking like someone who might be introduced for a few minutes, but he's continuing to warm up on the sidelines. He's, of course, looking to return after a couple of concussions. A few weeks for Luke Hugheslet, copying head knocks in a couple of early games this season. So that's why he hasn't been involved today. If you're wondering why Hugheslet's on the bench, as Biggin steers this one away, but he didn't direct it well. It goes behind for a corner. No chance for the Warriors here, and the postman is quick to head across, ready to deliver this one. So we've got under 15 minutes left now. The Warriors pushing for an equaliser. Just about everyone forwards. You've got two staying back, and everyone else is inside the box at the moment, including every defender for the Zebras. It's a teasing ball, but Kamara easily dealing with it. Then dumped off the ball by Lucas Hill there, I think, was Big Harutza. Not happy with the treatment he received. The two towers combining there. Lovely cut inside from the substitute Pace. He gave it to Geordie Muller. Dropped it back off. And this one's down the line from Biggin. One back by Joffrey and Koso, and the king of the handles. Tight confines here, trying to work his way down the line, but the Zebras seem a bit more content to take the sting out of this one a little bit more, rather than the furious paced game plan they normally go for.
Yeah, it's certainly looking to do that. Marco's getting some water into Jaden Hay there with a pretty good technique throw to his captain. It's being checked out by Stratos just before, after that incident in the box with the mountain. Now, Sammet launches that one long in the Nkoso direction. Hundy comes across in support. Between the two of them, they eventually work it out to Hill. Nothing going on there. Now Hay looks to break. Now Muller with a long raking ball to Sunday. He's got Vandermeer for company. Does well to get around one. He's got two in the box. One at the near post is Glenage. At the back post is Sanders, but Stevens does just enough to get a toe away. And now the fresh legs of Pace storming down the right-hand side. Crosses that one beautifully, and Johnson just gets a hand in the way, taking it off Glenage with what would have been an impressive hat-trick.
Yeah, that looked destined for the noggin of the Czech striker there. I thought it was a perfect little cross in from Pace, but good control of the box from the American keeper, Brett Johnson. Strong there, as is Jaden Hay, as he shrugs off the attention of Hugh Undy there, and they draw the free kick, and Luke Hugheslet is going to be introduced now, and I would suggest for Muller, given the way he's limping towards the sidelines here, looking very tight. So Luke Hugheslet replaces Jordan Muller with 12 minutes to go, and good to see the big fella back out there.
Yeah, very good to see Luke Hugheslet back out there after a few in and out weeks so far in the NPL season, and good on Marcos as well, rotating his centre mids. With the amount of running they're required to do in his team, it's not surprised that they occasionally run out of steam. Hugheslet with the first touch, his fellow substitute Pace. A bit of space on, but that's immediately hit as far as Stevens. Stevens now looking for Undy, but that one's slightly overhit. As we tick with 10 minutes to go here. And in absolutely no hurry to take this throw in. The Zebras.
The Bull kids not quite as quick when they got a 2-1 lead, are they? They were a bit more efficient when it was 1-0.
Well, there's a good 20 seconds killed off the clock there. Not sure if that'll be added on eventually. Kamara.
All part of the home ground advantage, I guess.
Certainly is. Certainly put Pace in the corner there. And now Curtis looks to find the mountain. Heavy touch. Nice turn from Wadawu. Keep going, Wadawu. On the left foot, jinks onto the right. Gets a shot away, but right down the throat. Oh, Sheku Kamara, he shaped to shoot nicely there. did the postman, but put that one right in Kamara's breadbasket. And a very, very resplendent green and red, reminiscent of a... I'm trying to think, there used to be an old cricket kit like that back in the 90s. Green and red, may have even been Tassie. Very back in the day. It was an awful green and white vertical stripe number. I must try and dig that one out from the archives. It was truly horrific.
What are you trying to say about Mr. Kamara's goalkeeping attire, Paul?
I'm trying to say it's bright, is what I'm trying to say.
That's the purpose of it. It's the psychological tactics the keepers employ with their loud kits. Supposedly draws the eyes of the striker. Speaking of eyes of the striker, here's Matthew Sanders. He goes across to Dwayne Walsh. Now Sunday McEwen holds it up, checks inside, then rolls it straight back to a back-tracking Lucas Hill. Sliding in after that one was McEwen, still fighting and soldiering on. And eventually it spilt the way of the Warriors, and they look to build. Have they got the legs though? They're looking a little bit tired here, Olympia. It's a big pitch. There's some side bodies out there. Huxley punches it on. Sanders continues his run. McEwen just dwelling on the ball. And then that was a poor pass from Jaden Hay in behind the striker. The area cleared by Johnson. Under 10 minutes here for the Zebras to hold on. Huxley. Now Holmes. Huxley into that header. Just balling up in the middle of the pitch, getting a little bogged down at the moment, which will suit the Zebras just fine. Here's Huundy, who turns and sends it straight into the path of Dwayne Walsh. Now Luke Huxley. Just puts it a little bit behind the Calgary Flyer there. Iski Van Dorn, who's in no mood to fly at the moment. He instead sets a task for pace. And Koso sees it out of play. Yeah, for a throw in.
Confirming my very niche tangent there. Tasmanian early 90s one-day kit. It is lime green with a nice red tinge to it on the side there.
Yeah, look, maybe Anzac Day and the Tasmanian Tigers of the early 1990s have drawn the veto inspiration for this kit. I'm not sure. Siwandi will try and deliver some quality here forwards. Oh, he went the low cross. Biggin steered it to Walsh. And again, they repel, and again, they're happy just to take the sting and hold on to the ball a bit. There's plenty of open field out in front of him. Van Dorn with a switching along diagonal. He's just overhit it, though, I reckon. And there's not a lot of run in either of these sides right now, Paul.
No, I've got to say their energy bar is in critical red at the moment. They're in the single percenters here, and it's pretty much, when it gets to this stage, mainly mental, just who wants it more and who's willing to dig a little bit deeper than the other. And so far, it's the Zebras holding on to this 2-1 lead. Now the Colonel Sanders looking to aim, not for the corner flag, but for another goal. He's got Iski Van Dorn in there, keeps the ball in, and then eventually falls out, probably off his foot, but the Cuddler possibly got the last touch there, remonstrating with the referee, still in disbelief that his team hasn't been awarded a goal kick, and instead it's a corner to Zebras. And now this is the area where you'd probably want to play a short corner. 85th minute, a couple of players around there play it in short. And unfortunately, I think Olympia are pretty alive to that one. Splanage looking for Sunday, but still goes short. Now Hay goes under the left foot, hits it with the outside of the right. Well, it's the furthest forward for the Zebras. And Olympia do enough to clear that for a throw-in. Olympia really need to get the ball on the other end and apply some consistent pressure if they're to nail one back. It's 2-1 to the Zebras. Hay will look to launch a long throw. Thought about the short option there, but he's got Huxley waiting in the box, goes in that direction, manages to compete with the Mountain, get the second header. House for handball, mainly from the crowd. Wayne Walsh not quite directing that one where he wanted to. Came off the back of the noggin, and now a long ball from Wadawu looking for Nkoso, but well picked out. It's a wrestling match with Curtis and Huxley in the middle of the park, and the foul eventually given. Curtis was all over Huxley like a rash there. Pressure alleviating there.
Just allow the Zebras to eat up more seconds, and they've been doing that very nicely over the last 10 minutes or so. They've really taken the sting out of this game. Not leaving an opening for the Warriors to get back into it. Trying to finish off the job professionally and head back to the summit of the NPL TAS table. They're a bit over 5 minutes away from achieving just that. As Jaden Hay curls in a ball which Bernam Hay steered in the Splanage direction. Sunday McEwen back on it. He's been good since coming on, and then he volleys one, which is comfortably collected by Johnson. Of course, both these teams, big Lacquer Seljack Cup games coming up on the Sunday. I think both their opponents will be enjoying watching two exhausted teams duking it out here, Devonport and South Hobart. They'll be sitting back thinking, yep, maybe a few more cards and some cramps and injuries might just be exactly what we're after here. But a real battle of attrition developing, which will suit them just fine. Of course, those games on Sunday. Wadawu goes for Undy, who killed it straight at Kamara. Quite directed, but it's sat nicely for him. As close as they've come in a while.
Yeah, again, they've had a few options. Shots on goal like that, I should say. Olympia, just that curling effort, but they've all hit the lovely red and green shirt of Sheku Kamara. Hey, knocks that one back to Walsh and thumps that one in the sky, giving his teammates something to chase, and Whiskey Van Door's going to collect that one. Can he keep it in? He does well. Waiting for options. And eventually a toe in from Samet. He's trying to play it through to the corner there, Whiskey Van Doorn. He's done well. Second defender curls it in. First time goal! And the Colonel Sanders with a gorgeous finish. Lovely work from Whiskey Van Doorn holding that one up. And the Colonel with the first time volley to the far corner. And that's probably secured the Zebras win here today.
The power of perseverance there for Whiskey Van Doorn. He just kept going at it and eventually got the better of his two markers. And this is wonderful stuff from the Calgary Flyer. What a cross. That is as good a ball as you can hit. And Colonel Sanders, well, how's that for the non-preferred on the right? A spectacular volley. He missed a far simpler chance than that earlier. Give him the impossible, and that's what he conjures up. And you're right, Paul, that's the ball game. I don't think Olympia is scoring two from here. It seems that the Hobart Zebras have bounced back from their shock loss last week and are headed back to the top of the NPL table.
Yes, they are. The Zebras showing that the loss last week to Kingborough was a blip more than a dip, and it's 3-1 here. Olympia will try and get the ball forward, but can't do that off the kickoff. Sunday McCune getting that one on the far side, back to Hugh Sloot, and Olympia look pretty much tired out on their feet out there. Now Sunday tries to play a 1-2 with Glenarge, eventually plays a 1-2 off Mark the Business Altman's leg, and goes to the corner flag. No foul given with Dawu. Nice tackling match over there with Dawu. Not very happy with his treatment there from the Zebras winger. He's walking away. Quick word from the referee. He has won the free kick anyway, as with Dawu. Johnson steals a few yards and knocks that one long. Undy giving chase. Thumped clear from Kamara. Biggin probably had that one covered as well. Getting up is Glenarge. Chip through ball to Sanders. Is he onside? No. The flag is up, and Colonel Sanders rifles that one in the back of the net, but clearly some Zebras fans have not looked at the linesman.
Well, it was up immediately before this contest. It was up at this moment. It was already up the flag. And Sanders, I think, thinks he got pinged for a foul and is asking why, but the offside flag had been immediately raised, and a good decision from Josh McKinney on the line down there as Joffrey Nkoso shows a burst of pace and he charges down the left. Can he produce some quality? He drives it in, and Luke Sleep arrives on the scene, smashes that one just about out of the venue. There's a hefty clearance from the big Lukey Hoog.
Yeah, he's hit that one into the back fence on the full, which takes some doing out here. Olympia not really getting this one terribly quickly. Wadawu and Nkoso down. Now Nkoso goes away, so Wadawu's going to hit it again into the box. He's been okay so far today, Wadawu. And he's preparing himself for the Ronaldo-like stance to whip this one in. Goes towards the back post, and Kamara claims over the head of Hugh Undy. He's pretty assured in goal today. Here's Sheku Kamara, not his busiest day of the season so far, but he's just about given one to Warren Wadawu. His heart was in his mouth then once he rolled that one out. Hugh Sloot, the unintentional back heel as far as Whiskey Van Doorn, who nearly shepherds that one out of play. Koso keeps it in. He's got pace for company and a surefire foul there on Nkoso, but it'll kill a few seconds off the clock here, and that works in Zebra's advantage as we tick into stoppage time, probably with the customary 3 minutes, I would think. As Madawu now again over a dead ball situation.
They've got to score from this if they're any hope, the Warriors. Madawu swings it in and Sheku Kamara claims. And any last-ditch hope the Warriors had surely evaporates with that. They need two, probably in a minute and a bit. There's been too many stoppages as this one's smashed long to Van Dorn, who flicks on. There might be time for Sklenash to complete the hat-trick. He was offside though, the check marksman. Well, he was called offside. Paul Hunt not convinced in the box alongside me.
I thought he was still onside there. He did make the run a tad early, but I thought he bent it just enough around Stevens. But referee McInerney's a lot closer than I am, as that one's headed up in the air from Jan Hurutsa. Doesn't win the second ball. Undy scrapping with it with pace. He's trying to beat the entire Zebras team there, Undy, and just about does. Toe in from the defender, scooped out, shot on goal, just wide eventually from the mountain. A little left foot scoop as Hugh Undy attempted to take on the entire Zebras team. He nearly succeeded, but probably going to be one of the last chances here today at North Hobart as we have another look again and gets a good amount of ball. Darwin with a sensible pass, and yeah, I think Lucas Hill's under significant pressure but has just pushed it wide.
Great defensive work from Biggin there with the sliding challenge. He had to get that right, and he did. After Undy led the entire defensive unit, a merry dance there. It was lovely stuff from Hugh Undy, but nothing comes of it. And that is how it ends at North Hobart Oval on Anzac Day. The Hobart Zebras move back to the top of the NPL Tasmania with a 3-1 victory over the Warriors. They were down 1-0 at half-time before Jakob Sklenash led the fight back. And it's the Zebras' day here at North Hobart Oval. A big Anzac Day clash. And a delighted Gabriel Marcage, as you can see there in the post-game formalities. There'll be a happy bunch at the Italian club tonight, Paul Hunt.
Yeah, the Italian club just up the road will be rocking once again after this evening, and a fully deserved victory, I think, on the balance of it from Hobart Zebras. Olympia certainly had the best of the second quarter, as you were terming it before, at half-time, but that second half was all Hobart Zebras. A deserving 3-1 win, and Jakob Sklenash, he made the big move across from Olympia and pretty much put his team, his former team, to the sword this afternoon. Two well-taken goals, especially that second one. It was a thing of beauty knocking that one round. Mark the business Altman and rifling that one home. Pretty gallant effort from Olympia. Just fitness at the end seemed to be the Achilles heel. They were pretty much out on their legs after 75 minutes. And in the end, Zebras did just enough for the victory, and that man probably getting man of the match, Jakob Sklenash. Gerson getting a nice zoom into that salad. They'll be seeing more of that in the coming days for sure.
We'll wait and see who the medal goes to for the best of field, but if it's not Jakob Sklenash, I'm going to have to question whoever's voting on this thing, because he was the catalyst for the fight back today.
We'll say it's not us voting, well, before any conspiracy.
It's definitely not us voting. That involves someone having to climb up this ladder to get here, Paul.
Yeah, that's one way to avoid us getting a vote. Just put us in an impossible commentary box to get to.
The Zebras just...
Hopefully he's not giving a Stephen Gerrard type speech.
Yeah, let's hope not. It might be a bit early in the season for that.
They have just hit the top of the table, though.
Geez, I wouldn't want any references to slippage being made in here. Paul Hunt from Jaden Hobart. Look, Marcage has got him in. This is a big win for them. You can see what it means to them. They're happy with it, but they need to go on and kick on. They've got a massive cup game coming up this weekend against South Hobart, as we've said. And as they move to the top of the NPL table, they'll be 1 point ahead of Launceston City. Devonport will be in third, so Zebras will be on 12, City on 11, Devonport on 10. And a little gap opens up to Olympia in fourth and seventh place, and it's all very tight there with Kingborough 5, South Hobart 5 and Rangers 4. Clarence on the foot with a 1 point, but a crucial 3 points that for the Hobart Zebras, I reckon, Paul.
Yeah, I certainly agree with that. There's a bit of that 3 point gap already opening up between third and fourth, and then South Hobart in sixth position, which you wouldn't usually expect to see at any time of the season, let alone 5 games in, as your call for a medal presentation doesn't seem to be heated, Cooling. Everyone's packed up the folding table at the fourth officials bench, and everyone's heading to their respective rooms.
I swear there was one at Warrior Park. I'm 100% certain there used to be one. It was an Anzac Cup. I'm positive of it.
Yeah, it was I remember doing it last year, and I'm pretty sure there was a trophy on show. Maybe that's already just headed back to the Italian club for presentation afterwards. Yeah, I was expecting that.
Anyway, we'll leave you then. If there's no formal presentation, we'll leave you with the goals from this clash on a day where the Zebras moved back to the top of the table. They needed to respond after last week. They most certainly did that. Jakob Sklenage leading the charge as the Zebras rallied back from a goal down to win 3-1 here at North Hobart on Anzac Day.
Moves onto the left peg, chips it towards the back post, height advantage and penalty call. Stratos right there, absolutely. Goes onto the left peg, chips it towards the back post, height advantage and penalty call. Stratos right there, absolutely.
He steps up and rolls it the other way of Sheko Kamara. The Olympia Warriors take the lead here. And it is Jake van der May from the spot who does the business, and his team ahead. We'll have a look at the replay of the penalty in a second.
To Muller, but will eventually be cleaned up. And falls to Sklenage's right foot, gets around one, hits at the right foot, and Jakob Sklenage makes no mistake this time. The check marksman rifles that one into the back of the net after a lovely touch over the Olympia defender. A piece of brilliance there from Jakob Sklenage. High fives all round, and it leaves the Zebras 1-1 after 55 minutes. To Muller, but will eventually be cleaned up. And falls to Sklenage's right foot, gets around one, hits at the right foot, and Jakob Sklenage makes no mistake this time. The check marksman rifles that one into the back of the net after a lovely touch over the Olympia defender. A piece of brilliance there from Jakob Sklenage. High fives all round, and it leaves the Zebras 1-1 after 55 minutes.
And the correct decision to play the advantage there by Strauss. Dodgy back pass. Sells Johnson down the river. Will he be punished by Sklenage? Composed from the check marksman. And it's 2-1 Zebras. It was a howler of a back pass. And boy, has Jakob Sklenage made them pay. He has 2 in 2 minutes, and the Zebras have turned this game on its head.
Last time at North Hobart Ovals.
And the correct decision to play the advantage there by Strauss. Dodgy back pass. Sells Johnson down the river. Will he be punished by Sklenage? Composed from the check marksman. And it's 2-1 Zebras. It was a howler of a back pass. And boy, has Jakob Sklenage made them pay. He has 2 in 2 minutes, and the Zebras have turned this game on its head.
Last time at North Hobart Ovals from Samet. He's trying to play it through to the corner there. Iski Van Dorn, he's done well. Second defender curls it in. First time ball! And the Colonel Sanders with a gorgeous finish. Lovely work from Iski Van Dorn holding that one up. And the Colonel with the first time volley to the far corner. And that's probably secured the Zebras win here today.
The power of perseverance there for Iski Van Dorn. He just kept going at it and eventually got the better of him.
From Samet. He's trying to play it through to the corner there. Iski Van Dorn, he's done well. Second defender curls it in. First time ball! And the Colonel Sanders with a gorgeous finish. Lovely work from Iski Van Dorn holding that one up. And the Colonel with the first time volley to the far corner. And that's probably secured the Zebras win here today.
The power of perseverance there for Iski Van Dorn. He just kept going at it and eventually got the better of him.